guys, what's going on? Anthony here, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to do another episode of Now Playing, the show where we either talk about newly released films and see which are good and which are bad. And today we're going to take a look at Despicable Me 3. The huge franchise that everybody either loves or hates is now out with the third installment, and I think that it is what the film keeps saying. It's bad. Before we talk about anything else, if anybody hasn't seen the film or doesn't want to get spoiled, I highly advise you stop watching, but for anybody else, let's begin. So what's good first of all? Well, the animation, like I said in my Cars 3 review, does look better, but doesn't exactly bring anything new to the table. It's just more of an update with better shading and texture. Secondly, the main villain, Balthazar Brat, was a surprisingly enjoyable character. Of course, being born in the early 2000s, I thought that having all the humor being dated pop culture of the 80s would get, well, old. But surprisingly, they made it funny. They didn't just remember the stuff from the 80s, it was actually integrated into the plot, for better or for worse. It was also probably the most colorful, imaginative, and enjoyable part of the film. Though if I had to critique the character of Brat, his motivation makes no sense. He started out as a star on an 80s sitcom, and after some time it got cancelled, which made him commit evil. I understand payback, but he's literally committing massive crimes and changing his motives at a whim. Perhaps he's bipolar. Speaking of weird motives, the Minions. If you watch the trailers, you found out that the Minions have rebelled and gone to prison. And if anybody was hyped for that, they're gonna be let down pretty bad. They have a song and a moment of them doing bad things, but other than that, the subplot is less probably than 5 minutes, and again, the leader of the rebellion changes his motives on a whim. I'll bet that most of what we see of the Minions was footage already see of the trailers. Though to be fair, it is nice to see that the Minions are not taking center stage. They're more in the background and give Gru and the other characters more light. Also, one thing throughout the film is the many subplots. There are probably more subplots than there is exposition in the book of Genesis. And the thing is that it doesn't flow very well. At multiple times we would see a few minutes of one conflict, and out of the blue we're at something different. I remember at the very beginning we meet Brat, then Gru, and have the other characters meet with Brat. And then we see minutes of footage we already saw in the trailer, and then again, out of the blue, we get the title sequence, which looks like it was taken from the trailer. The worst part of the film, in my opinion, is the ending, which is a bit cliche. The cliffhanger. It just ticked me off. I understand that Despicable Me is so successful that a fourth installment is a given with no question, but to have a cliffhanger ending is just so tacky, and it's also a bad way of storytelling. And again, the motives are out of sync. To not spoil much, we now have a third surprise villain, again probably being in the fourth one, who appeared to be nice, and we even see the characters get to know him. But then we see him take away the Minions because it needs to be part of the family's business. So, yeah, overall, it's unimpactful. It wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. Movies are meant to be an emotional experience, whether it's to make you laugh like a comedy or to make you cry like a drama. The film is all over the place in its effort to emotionally sway people. I think the only people who would get any enjoyment out of this are big fans of the first two films. Other than that, I wouldn't really recommend this to others. But that being said, this is Hydra Show, signing out.